Hey y'all, my name is Sara and welcome to my channel. And man, I have been living out of this thing for a few years now, and I've also been on an endless pursuit of self-healing, mental clarity, and personal autonomy. Currently, I'm learning the power of story and how important it is, not just for our own lives, but also for sharing with others. Finding the narrative within our own journey asks for a bit of self-reflection, and one of the tools that I like to use within this practice is the language of the stars, or astrology. Here is where I really get to zoom out by tracking the correlations of my personal experience alongside the waves of the celestial planets. After all, the way I see astrology, it is just our own personal mythology and a way for us to connect deeper to the freedom to be who we really are. So, that being said, this is the chart that I'm going to be using, and I'll pick a handful of transits occurring and explore them a little deeper. I'll preface by saying I'm not fluent in this language, but I do enjoy being a student of the stars, and hopefully it'll encourage you to take a peek into your own story as well. So it's morning time and I just cut open this honeydew melon and I've almost eaten all of it already. It is really sweet and really juicy, and I actually thought that the melon season was, I guess, kind of coming to an end. I was wrong. Thank goodness I was wrong, because it's really good. I have plans to hang around the area in order to go to Baxter State Park. But yeah, I'm not really sure if I'm going to be able to make it into the park in some of the areas that I want to go. Like, there's a couple specific hikes that I want to do. It really all depends on if someone doesn't show up. So that's my fingers crossed kind of thing. I do have computer work to work on, and it's kind of challenging because I'm like torn between going out into the wilderness where I know there's no service out there, or staying and potentially working on some really good projects. It's kind of time sensitive and having internet, so I don't know. I'm gonna do what I can and then give it up to the universe, and then let the heavens decide my fate. Before I go hike or do anything, I absolutely need to sew my backpack that ripped here. But yeah, this is a great little office space. I also just did a little ab workout, and I don't know, today has just been so nice so far. Very optimistic feelings going on. I have enough space totally in my van to work out. I've been so hesitant to like leave some cities sometimes because Planet Fitness isn't going to be in the vicinity, but I have to remember that I can totally work out in the van, and I feel like I'm getting a really good workout in as well. So, feeling good about that. So yeah, last night I parked at a truck stop and that was fine. I slept well, and now I am parked at this boat launch alongside this little recreation center, and there's a little beach that they made. It's right on the river. It's really beautiful. The sun is shining super bright and baking. Solar panels are filling up. I'm getting a little bit of vitamin D right now, and then yeah, I'm gonna finish the rest of this melon and then walk outside, check out the water, and enjoy the rest of my morning. As I zoom out, I realize that Jupiter is approaching a trine with my natal moon. Jupiter is the ruler of the heavens and the planet of expansion, and the moon rules over our inner world, emotions, and daily habit patterns. With the trine between the two, there's a harmony linking like energies. Both Jupiter and the moon are in air signs, the mental realm. My moon in Gemini indicates that instinctually I'm adaptable, open to ideas, and yet sometimes restless in my emotions. Jupiter in Aquarius is bringing in the grand winds of innovation and electricity to this little inner world of mine. So, to say the least, optimism does have a place within my feelings, because I'm reminded of the freedom that comes when shaking up patterns and changing environments once in a while. After staying at the boat landing for a bit to recharge, I ended up relocating to find a spot for the night and prepare to head out early for the hike. As I got settled for the evening, a pretty large storm started rolling in. I wasn't sure if it was going to close the park tomorrow, but the only thing I could do was to wait it out and see what unfolds. It continued to rain well into the night, but after a bit, the storm did pass. So I just got to the front gate of Baxter. It actually opens at 6, but it is 5 in the morning. They did recommend to get here early in order to get in line, and there actually is a line. I am number 3 in line, which is, I think, lucky number 3. The way that they run it is very efficient, but also keeps it super wild, so very limited amount of people can go in. I'm hoping that there will be an open spot to park and I can go do this hike. So for right now, I'm just eating on my honeydew and also checking out the map a little bit before I get in there. Alright, so this is the map of the park, and here I am at the little front gate center, and then the Roaring Brook is where I want to get to, and then Chimney Pond is right there. This is Katahdin, and the rest of the park. It's quite large, and there's a lot going on. Baxter is a state park in north central Maine, and it's known because it's where the Appalachian Trail ends, on top of Mount Katahdin. But one lesser known fact that makes this place special is how it came to be. Percival Baxter essentially used his personal finances to purchase and then donate land to the state of Maine in exchange for it to remain wild forever. It took him around 32 years to piece together what is known as Baxter's 200,000 acres, but because of his endeavors, we now have part of the world that's sole purpose is to literally just be wild, which to me is pretty rad. Yay, I made it in, and I got really lucky that I got here. So I'm just now getting to the registration in order to get into the park. But yeah, I'm gonna do the hike today. Super excited. Okay, just got started on the trail. It should be about 3.3 miles to get to the pond that I'm trying to get to, and it is already beautiful. There's a flowing stream right next to me, and the colors are starting to change. I find it interesting that there's an exact square between Mars and my natal Mercury happening today. Squares hold more tension, but pose a creative challenge. Mars is the god of war and rules over our drive and motivation. Mercury is the messenger god, planet of communication and intellect. Natally, it sits in Saturn in my 6th house, reflecting how I think and operate in a slower manner. And I work well with routines. Even though I live in a van and it seems sporadic and spontaneous, I normally have a harder time rationalizing without a sense of structure. Plus, my travel style has always been a slow and methodical pace. But as Mars is journeying through the air sign of Libra, it's asking for something fresh and seeking charm, beauty, and balance. I always advocate for time in nature, but for some reason, getting on the trail today is a challenge to pull myself away from the routine that I've been developing all summer. Perhaps it's because I know deep down completing this hike is a turning point in my travels. I have to remember that there can be structure to a degree, but nothing is permanent. And perhaps coming closer to nature, or simply seeing the leaves showing signs of change, is a reflection of this energy. Summer is ending, and there's beauty in the transitions. Absolutely beautiful fall colors are coming in. And whew, I can feel the oxygen. Feels good. I was trying to get a good pace by doing an hour in and an hour out, but most people say it's 2 hours in because the incline, and then like an hour-ish or so out. It's definitely an uphill battle against a bunch of wet, slippery rocks. It rained a ton yesterday, so that's why the roaring brook is for sure roaring, and it's a nice cool temperature because I am getting really hot right now. But yeah, almost halfway there. Gotta keep going. Oh my God. The view right here. Oh my gosh. Speechless. Front-facing camera on an iPhone doesn't do it justice. But there it is. In all its glory. The higher in elevation, the quieter the creek gets. and the quieter everything gets, honestly. Birds mainly, and just my breath. After a pretty intense climb, I finally made it to my goal destination, Chimney Lake. I ended up connecting with some other hikers, ate some lunch, and just sat by the water for a while, taking in Mount Katahdin and all its beauty. So I am a third of the way down from the top of the hike, but I gotta get back because there's a smoothie with my name on it, and I cannot be more excited for that. I brought a couple Lara bars and then an apple and an orange for this hike that I thought was gonna be 3 horas, but I ended up just basking in the fun and the views, and what started at like 8 this morning, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, turned into 7 hours. Oh my god, time just flew, just because I was sitting in nature. Okay, I gotta get back. Another transit that's coming into my little world is a Venus sextile to my natal Uranus. Venus is the goddess of love and beauty, and she rules over our values. Uranus is the planet of revelations, the disruptive awakener. Sextiles are transits of support and strength, connecting polar energies. In this case, Venus is passing through Scorpio, a water sign, and my natal Uranus sits in Capricorn, an earth sign. Water nourishes the earth, and earth acts as a channel for water. So at this point, I'm valuing any emerging insights that unexpectedly come up. And honestly, this is a welcome transit because as unknown change is on the horizon, I need all the influence and encouragement I can get when it comes to embracing it. It never felt so good to be home. Okay, time to make a smoothie. Okay, so I got my hot water bottle And I got my freezing cold smoothie, extra large, extra thick, with 4 bananas, a bunch of berries. I've been in the mountainous area of Maine for quite a while, and the coast is calling my name. I'm ready to enjoy this smoothie. Cheers! As beautiful as the color change is, it really is a sign that it's time for me to start heading south. I don't exactly know what's next, but I do know I can't survive a winter in Maine with the van, so I'll start first by heading out of the mountains and toward the coast. And so I guess I'll end it here. Thank you all so much for reflecting with me, and I'll catch you on the next one.